Welcome back to ffadventureco, an immaturely mature podcast. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Today we're going to do our 2-year anniversary special. Woo! Woo! So we have a bunch of listener questions, and then I also have a bunch of stats from throughout the podcast. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I listened to our entire show and I tracked a couple of stats. And so we might do a little trivia there. What do you think we should do first?
Questions.
Should we do questions first and then stats?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. All right, we're going to start. We're just going to dive on in here. So Aramil asked, has the podcast made you want to leave Riley, Kimmy?
No.
Whoa!
Good answer, but the question mark is concerning.
I reckon, you know how sometimes Riley speaks for Kimmy? This would be the perfect question for him to answer.
I
know. So the answer is yes.
No, I said no.
With a question mark. I guess sometimes I bet that the most annoying thing is that sometimes you want to sleep in a little bit later and I'm like, come on, get up, let's go.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah.
Yeah, see? I know you. That's why I speak on her behalf, guys.
There have been moments where you've made it super stressful for my character.
Oh, the countdowns?
Yeah, but I guess that answers a different question as well.
Yeah, well, and that's the next question. What moments have made you hate me the most? And that goes to everybody. Is there a moment in the podcast where you're just like, fuck you, Riley? That sucks. That's not cool. Or whatever the reason might be of thinking I hate this guy right now.
I can't think of any. I think there's just a constant hatred that goes through the whole series. No, obviously that's a joke. I don't know. Yeah, no, for me, nothing's been really just fuck you, BM. No, not really.
Fair enough. I wouldn't be, I can take it, you guys. I can take it, all right? You don't have to hold back.
I've got one. Sometimes you favoritism Kimmy because she's your wife.
That is not true. It's the opposite.
She gets cool little bonus items and stuff in the loot. She gets, oh, do you know what, babe? I'll give you an extra bonus power because just because I think it'll be cool. Brackets wife.
It's funny. Okay, to address that real quick is that genuinely, yes, there were definitely times where I was softballing it to Kimmy because I was I don't want to stress her out too much, or I was worried about her making her too upset. And then I realized, I think I was doing it subconsciously. And then I realized that at some point, I think I edited that part out, but Phil did call me out oh yeah, of course. No, there is an episode where you were I left it in and you said oh, I wonder why that is. Maybe because you're married to God, you're God's wife, And then I think I went too far the other way for a little bit where I was punishing Kimmy. And now I hope that I found a little bit of a balance, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't noticed it recently.
Yeah, but Tarquin, I think, actually does get the most pity loot and pity stuff sometimes.
Do I?
Yeah, there's been times where you rolled the nat 1 on a search check during the train arc at the end of it when you're going through loot and you rolled a nat 1 and everyone got stuff. And then I was you know what? It's fine. You would find something, a couple of pieces of gold or something. I just gave you something.
Oh, thanks.
And then I know that there's a couple of other times and you're oh, I'll take it. I'll take the pity.
Have there been times when we have genuinely rolled so bad, but you've let us get away with it just to make it easier on storytelling? It's oh, well, they can't possibly fail to open this door and find the next area of the map. Ah, shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right. You guys were with, when we did Ian's episode, the second one, and you guys had left the train thing and you guys rolled and got lost. And so then I just had you end up somewhere else and then be okay, well, roll again.
Yeah.
So usually narratively I can work it out. I think there's been 1 or 2 times where I've had, what was it? I just told you to roll with advantage type thing, which in D&D would be roll 2 D20s and take the higher of the 2. Because you'll roll bad and I'll be okay, story-wise, this actually needs to be high. Otherwise, we might take it in a different direction. But that's only happened 2 or 3 times. And even then, most of the time, if you roll low, I might still progress the story, but then something like negative happens with it. Like you might find your way, but you stumbled and hurt yourself while finding it, like you cut yourself or, whatever it is. So normally I can find a way to progress the story if that needs to happen in that episode. Good question. Anybody else have any hate you BM moments? Sorry, we went down a little side trail there.
Yeah, I've been racking my brain. I'm scrolling through the episode list on Spotify, kind of just getting the gist of all of these, and I got nothing. I can't find a single instance where I'm like, oh, fuck that. That's terrible.
Kyle's just so chill, though. That's the thing about Kyle is a person, Mercurius is a character. They're the same thing in that way. And when we get into the stats, I'll kind of get into that more. But he's just a go with the flow type of guy.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just here to have a good time.
Yeah, Kimmy. You mentioned the countdown thing. Were there any other ones?
I think just the countdown one, because I was so stressed, and then you literally started counting down, and that was my nightmare.
Yeah.
I think for all of us, though, there's difficult moments where you'll ask us a question and we definitely feel the pressure to come up with a cool answer or a cool decision. It's just I really can't think of anything cool to say right now.
I was hey, do something badass. Do something funny right now. Come on, do it.
Dance monkeys.
But that's not necessarily that's not like a Riley BM. I think that's just a hazard of the type of game that we're playing. But there are a few moments where I'm just I have no idea what he wants me to say or where, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah, and there's definitely times where I let you guys sit in silence because I'm just I just want you guys to talk it out or figure it out. And then there's other times where I'm well, we're running out of time today, so we've got to push through this. So I'm going to narratively make this happen.
And those situations have gotten easier as we've done more. When it starts to drag a little bit, somebody will say something and maybe we'll riff on it, whatever. It gets easier.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's go to the next question that Airmill had is, are maps used? And that's a quick, easy one, is that sometimes yes, sometimes no. In the earlier episodes, I would usually draw my own map and then I would use that and just kind of look at it and reference it while we're doing combat. Then we started using Roll20. It was the crossover. During the crossover, I thought it's going to be easiest to have maps with roleplay rejects. And so I made a couple maps there, and so did Stevie. And then we used Roll20 for that. And then after that, I started using maps more. The train arc was easy because I could just come up with a bunch of maps, one map with all of the cars, and we used that for the entire arc. But yeah, so sometimes we do, and even now it's sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. Sometimes I didn't prep it because I didn't think we were going to end up in combat or get that far. So yeah. But we'll probably be using maps more and more because we're going to be switching to Foundry probably, if I can figure it all out.
Foundry's nice.
Is that thing we used before that one time?
That's what we've used with Ian.
Yeah, no. Can I say that out loud? The honey heist? Are you going to have to edit that out?
No, you can say the honey heist. Yeah. I think we've announced it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
I was just going to say, it's interesting right now because we did have a little bit of a backlog because of Christmas. We were we got to record so that we, because there's going to be dates we miss. And then we were getting caught up. And now we're 3 episodes ahead in our recording schedule. So that's kind of a little behind the scenes thing, is right now we're 3 episodes ahead. So neat. Let's go to the next question. Jonathan from Half-Wits and Failed Crits. It's a great podcast. Love it. They just finished this really cool arc that their main campaign of their second season. And it's been so intense. I am excited to finish it. I have 2 episodes left. Anyways, what part of the Borderlands world/lore are you really excited to use in an episode? And I was trying to think so much about this, and I don't know, because when I started the show, I very distinctly decided all right, we're going to separate this from regular Borderlands and Wonderlands type thing and not necessarily use those characters just so that we can tell our own stories and not have to worry about kind of fan service to the game. So really, if I do things, it's more of a little homage. Randy is obviously a twist on Moxie, and Amir is a twist on Marcus. So there's things like that. I get to do them sometimes because people will suggest them. When we ask for listener suggestions, Face McShooty Jr. when we did, so that one's in a Patreon exclusive episode. I got to do that one, which was one that I did think that would be kind of a fun little thing to do. And then somebody suggested it. It was like, well, now I have the perfect excuse. And then figuring out how to put it into that episode was really fun. So, no, you know, there's like sirens are obviously a really big thing in the game. And I think that that's a very interesting thing. Hence why I did the Siren Queen. I had this idea long before, like, as the game was announced, B&B, I was like, oh, here's what I kind of have. Oh, this is the story I kind of want to do. So I started developing that Siren Queen story a while ago. But here we go. Let's do the next question. Are there any mechanics you've made up or pulled from other sources outside of B&B? And yeah, there's definitely things I steal from other places. Like occasionally I'll do the advantage thing, like from D&D, or little things from other games. Coming up, you know, well, just barely, we had the Call of Cthulhu kind of roll insight, and the higher, you know, like if you pass the insight, then it actually hurts you because you're comprehending this horror you see, and then you suffer a trauma. And what was it called? I gave it to you, Phil, where you were like feeling that itchy feeling on your skin.
Oh yeah, like I can't remember. You didn't give it a name though, did you?
Well, I think there is a name from like Arkham Horror and Call of Cthulhu, but now I can't remember what it is. Like insanity. Yeah. Like you suffer an insanity trauma. So
yeah, I like fucking nat 20'd that shit away. Instantly.
You did.
He was like, those man-made horrors may be beyond your comprehension, but I can comprehend them just fine. Maybe it's a skill issue or something. Wait, did I make that joke in the episode? That sounds like I already said that.
Oh, you might have. It's fine.
God damn it. Say it again. It's funny. Nobody laughed.
Going back to the moments that made you guys hate me the most, to reverse that, what made me hate you guys the most was that moment where I was like, and he whispers his name. And then I couldn't even, I think that I said it multiple times, and I ended up editing it out, you know, editing out some of the me trying to whisper slug off and then getting interrupted. Like, you guys just kept interrupting me with bit after bit. And then there was like, Kevin. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm so like, this thing is a horror. This is a scary thing. And you guys are like, joke. And I was like, fuck you guys. Oh, I'm so annoyed right now. And I like managed to edit out all of my annoyances, my annoying, like, my you know, like grunts of like, oh my hell, you guys you're screwing this up.
You're ruining this for me.
You're ruining this for me. Like, I felt like I had a little tantrum in that. And then editing that episode, I was going into it with such a like heavy heart of like, I had this idea that it was going to be kind of a horror type episode. And then I edited it and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, it was so funny. And like editing it, I was cry laughing multiple times. I was like, this is the funniest episode we've had in so long. And it's just so good. Like, my bad, you know, like, but it was just because you guys took it somewhere that I didn't intend for it to go.
We got too silly.
Yeah. But I'm so glad you guys did. Like, you guys were right. The horror thing would have been boring, I think, in hindsight, you know, like, I don't think I could have pulled it off that well. But we'll see, because we're going to head more into horror type stuff, maybe with the, you know, investigating the cult. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll find a way to make it work. I really enjoy horror.
Me too. Anyway, sorry. So fuck you guys. But also you were right. Yeah, so fuck me.
That's fair. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, fuck everyone. So next question from Jonathan is, do you have plans for a true BBEG, big bad evil guy in this world, like the Siren Queen or Kevin was hinting at? Yeah, I mean, right now I think the big bad are the Siren disciples, right? Like, even though they don't appear that much. And we've talked about this, I think, off mic, or maybe it was in a Patreon chat, but like, there's so many times where you guys are actually really close to what the sirens are doing, but it's like you choose to go left and they go right.
But it's like, you know, like when you've got a TV series, you might have like the episode, you know, the monster of the week or whatever, but you know, the overarching, you know, we know that they're there in the background scheming away.
Exactly. And so I think that's kind of the big bad right now, is that you guys know that you'll have to hunt them down. The hard part is that it's not like you hear much about them. So you have to kind of wait for rumors. Like, that's why you guys even went to Ever Falls, right? It was because there was rumors of an ice siren disciple up there, queen disciple. And so it's sort of like waiting on things there. But even on top of that, I think that everybody has sort of a big bad as well. Tarquin has... what's her name? Nettie.
Boo! No, boo, Nettie, what a bitch. Although, I have, right from episodes and episodes and episodes. I've got her death all planned out. And if you don't give it to me, Riley, that will be one of these I hate Riley moments.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is. Like, he has this planned, and I have no idea what it is, and it's killing me not to just be like, okay, well, let's just put Nettie in so that we can see what that death is like. What you have planned for her, and if what if you can't pull it off? I don't know. Like.
Yeah, I don't know. If I roll bad on that, like that, my entire story arc is building up to that, and I'll roll in that one, and she'll kill me.
Yeah, exactly. It could happen.
That exact plan, except she does it to me first.
Yeah, Mercurius has the Salamancas, right?
Yeah. They killed my best friend.
What, the best friend that you forgot to look for like months and months and months?
Yeah, that's the guy. That's him.
But he was dead. He thought he had him with him in his mech.
And then I just let him leave. Didn't even give him like a hug or nothing. Like, oh, I'm so glad you're alive. I'm harboring some guilt over that.
Good Boy's got attention. That's his main villain. Paying any slight attention to anything at all. No.
What?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have, like, there's Mr. Mayor, or from Mr. Mayor, there's sort of the mayor of, I don't fucking know. Maybe that's a potential one. Maybe there's a different one. I do have one, but it's not like straight out said.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like my stories are too chaotic anyway to really have any sort of set anything.
Yeah. Well, you're just like, you move on, right? You're just like, okay, yeah, like for it's not even forgive and forget. It's just like, forget.
Yeah.
Just forget.
Just forget. You don't need to forgive when you forget.
Yeah.
He's got evil wizards. I know he hates those guys.
Yeah. Phaleon has the Magpie Man, right?
Yeah. He hasn't really come up.
No, outside of the memory. If he's still alive, maybe. Who knows?
I feel like I make other enemies along the way. Just like side characters.
Yeah, Matthias. That was the big bad. Then you guys just killed him. Jeez. Next question is from Chris. What point of the podcast drove you to drinking? So again, is there any stressful moments, not necessarily created by me, but just the story where you felt like...
I drove myself there. I drove myself to the point, and then we started the podcast. Wait, but seriously though, don't drink and drive. That's terrible. That's a terrible idea. Disclaimer, this is a joke. Do not drink and drive.
Yeah, but are there any moments that have been like so stressful where you're just like, I could use a drink?
When you wanted us to sing, that was pretty stressful.
I was super stressed out singing that. What is it? Like the...
Billie
Taylor
Eilish.
yeah, no, that's what it was.
William Eyebrows. What's her name?
Yeah, the Billie Eilish cover.
Like, I quit so many times. And Riley was like, you have to do it.
That was so good, though.
It was cool. It was awesome.
I loved it. I was so glad you did it. We were actually on vacation in a cabin in the mountains, and you sang it up there. And it was like, you kept kind of giving up, and I would get like really frustrated. And like, it was not a great situation because, like, I don't know, there was multiple times where I was like, if you don't want to sing it, I'll just sing it. I'll just do it. It's fine, like. Except
he would have done it in like a fake Kimmy voice.
Yeah,
a little falsetto.
Like,
Tarquin was a dick.
Yeah, and that was fun writing it though with you. Like, I wrote it kind of, but you were popping in with lines and stuff, and we changed a couple things because you're like, well, that doesn't quite fit right, and so you definitely improved that and made it better.
That part was fun, but then when you tried to make me listen to myself singing, that was not fun.
Yeah, I get it. That was a fun one to do, but at the same time, like, stressful for you for sure.
For sure.
Speaking of which, you guys haven't heard it either, but Kyle did one too that will be on last week's episode from when this airs. And it is so fun. Kimmy's heard it.
It's very silly. I like it. It was fun to do.
We have such musical talent in our group that I want to do more of those. So we'll have to see.
Can we do a musical episode?
Okay. Genuinely, on my list of things to do. Well, and I sent Phil this, like, I want to do a musical recap of the show. I sent Phil, and this is like the only thing that I had was thinking of Good Boy's like kind of entrance into it, is that like he's entering the town and people are all like murmuring to each other, and he's like, he's a fucking psycho. He's not killing us though. What's he doing here now? Ba-da-da-da-da-da. You know, like that sort of thing. The townspeople talking to each other.
I keep thinking of Grease, but instead of "you're the one that I want," it's "you're the one that I shot."
See, what Riley said then just made me think of, Little Town and Beauty and the Beast, but also Good Boy.
I know that the only honest kumquat that we've ever had is...
Can we just show appreciation for the phrase honest kumquat?
We use a safe word, kumquat. If anyone uses it, then we can just stop there. It's supposed to be no questions asked, but sometimes you have to ask little clarifying questions. And Kimmy got so upset with me because she did a kumquat during the train crash arc. And she did a kumquat. Are you laughing at that? We chose such a terrible word. No, but it's perfect for it. And so she goes with Hurley to go check on Jebediah. They go up onto the second floor and Jebediah's like injured. And I think Kimmy was feeling like so guilty over like just the buildup of like the catastrophe of what the train was, that people had like died and were dying, injured, that whole like kind of gruesome scene. You were feeling pretty heavy there. And so you kumquat it.
Wait, how do you make that past tense?
So you said kumquat.
Kumquat?
Kumquat.
Yeah. Past tense of...
Oh, that's the past tense.
Yeah.
Kumquat. So I had to like stop and then go in there, and I was like, we're so far into this, like we can't redo the whole episode. And so I was like, how can we do this? Like we had you and Hurley go off, and then I was like, well, what if just say like, I can't do this type of thing, and then you have to go back and get Good Boy. And then that's the whole reason, like you go back and then Good Boy takes your place, was because of the kumquat. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember. And I remember being so pissed that you questioned me because the whole preface was no questions asked.
Yeah. And I felt so bad, but I was like, and I didn't know exactly what you were kumquatting because you wouldn't really tell me that either. So I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to redo. And so we were having like a little like, okay, I need to know. And you're like, but I just can't. I just can't. You were like, right?
It was just too much.
Yeah.
It was too much in one session for me.
Yeah. Other points of drinking for anybody? Is there anything else?
I would say narratively, not really. And this is not a major, this is a tongue-in-cheek, but like sometimes I find it hard to remember like some of the plot details, and I feel like a right dunce. You know, when you have to ask like, wait, sorry, who's this? Where are we now? And you know, just stuff like that. But no like major actual narrative points have made me go, oh fuck this. Apart from the train, you know, like the train arc when it just lasted 900 years, and just like, oh, we're still on the fucking train. God, we're like, well, what is going on here?
Matt or Kyle?
No, not really.
Yeah, you're very much like Good Boy, where it's just like water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
You are a lot like Good Boy.
Yeah.
You remember that time you were the mayor?
Yeah, that's based off a real experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Sandy mayor here in Utah.
Yeah.
I'd vote for him. I voted. Yeah.
Wait, is that an actual thing? The Sandy Mayor?
Well, Sandy's a city here.
We were
It's
actually
not
what?
just like a
No,
Is this
he
qualifying
wasn't
term.
really
No.
a mayor.
No.
Oh, what? No, I was thinking, you know, like sometimes it's like, you know, pageant queen or whatever. Oh, I'm Miss
Sandy Mayor.
Yeah. You've been voted Sandy Mayor 2004. Oh, well done, Matt. Oh my God.
Can that be my villain, Riley? The Sandy Mayor?
The Sandy Mayor. Oh, he just hates the grit and how he gets everywhere.
He does hate sand. Oh,
That's right. I forgot.
what about you, Kyle?
I mean, I don't have any negative, but like I loved making the whole like the tragic Deimos death thing leading up to that and everything. That was really emotionally hitting for me, but not in a bad way. Like I love crafting the tragic stories. Like it's part of the fun for me.
Definitely. I thought that one was so fun. That's what I was going to say for you would probably be that moment, right? Like
I like when it gets dark, you know, like a lot of my favorite media is really, really heavy.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, who would you say is most like their character?
That's so hard because I think a lot of you are your characters to a certain extent. Matt, how are you like a good boy?
Well, I am a little forgetful. Not as bad as he is, but a little bit. I don't know. Other than that, I know that I am, but like it's hard to point to the ways that I am.
Yeah. I think that's really the only way is that it's like you're not as forgetful as good boy, but there are plenty of times, and I cut almost all of them where you're like, wait, what are we doing? Like, I forgot what happened last time. Who is this? You know, like,
Yeah.
or combat. I think that's partially because like you use your buzz axe a lot, so you know for the most part how to use that. You just forget which dice it is.
Yeah.
But then like when you use a gun, you're always like, I don't ever use guns, so how do I forgot how to do combat this way.
Yeah.
Kyle, how are you like Mercurius?
Oh boy, let me count the ways. We said it earlier, just very chill, go with the flow. Mercurius does that. It's like, oh, Tarquin's doing this. Yeah, I'm up. I'm game. You know, oh, good boy's over there. Let's look at some ants. It's fine. Whatever we're doing, man.
Has Kyle ever shagged a robot?
Come quiet. Oh, no, not a serious come quiet. You don't have to edit that out. That was just for laughs.
Okay, I can't think of a time, and I've known you since middle school, where you've ever been upset. Like, do you get mad in real life ever?
Not when it's, not when people are around. You just bottle everything up, That's, I don't know. Might be a family thing. I feel like that's pretty common among my siblings, my parents.
Okay. All right. Just to dive deep into therapy type stuff here,
Yeah. We definitely don't show any of those negative emotions. We're always, trying to laugh it off, just chill.
I was just wondering because, Mercurius doesn't get angry either ever. Like,
yeah, not really. I mean, there was the upset at the Salamancas, but it doesn't really show itself often. It's kind of repressed.
Yeah.
People say like, yeah, fuck those guys, whatever. But, tries to be like laissez-faire about it. Like, oh, it's not that big a deal, but it is a big deal. He's very hurt.
Phil, how are you like Tarquin?
I guess I make stupid jokes all the time. That's just the way I am. I can't have a conversation without being a dick.
Like I don't know you in real life that well necessarily. Like we've never met in person or anything. We've hung out online and everything. We've had lots of chats, but
this isn't my real face. This is just a filter.
Whoa.
I'm like a 13-year-old girl from Tennessee.
Oh no.
Like the opposite of how these things usually go.
Yeah, who'd have thought the gross old man was the disguise?
I imagine this is probably how you are in real life. Yeah, like if we were hanging out in person, if you were hanging out with just people at a pub or something, you would probably be fairly sarcastic like this or like say things like this.
Yeah. I sometimes find it like Tarquin does. Like sometimes I'll just go on and on and on and not realize that I've crossed the line. It's like, oh, okay. But Phil doesn't have a dice to roll every time he says something stupid, so
damn.
Do you ever actually say rude things to people? Like not rude as in like British rude, but American rude, where it's just like mean kind of, or a little cutting, and you don't necessarily mean to, you just say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, like what level?
Well, like how Tarquin does, right? Like Tarquin will be like mean to somebody's face.
Oh, no, okay. I wouldn't ever be like that flat out rude to someone's face.
Okay.
That's where I'm the opposite to Tarquin. Like, I don't think Tarquin gives a fuck if people think that he's a dick, whereas I do. Like, I don't like people to perceive me as a dick. Which is weird, because it doesn't stop me from saying dickish things all the time. You'd think that'd be some sort of buffer, but no.
Kimmy, how are you like Phaleon?
Probably, I would say being sassy, but there's a lot of things that I'm not like Phaleon at all. Like I know nothing about weapons, specifically guns. And like half the time when you guys make references, I have no idea what it's from. But yeah, just a sassy, awkward. That's me.
You do own a bird, though.
I don't own a bird.
Okay.
Oh, I have a stuffed bird from Phil.
Phil sent Kimmy a stuffed bird for her birthday. A hummingbird. Aww. Not like a real stuffed bird, not like a taxidermied one.
Ooh, that would be a little grim.
That would be gross.
Like a cute little stuffed hummingbird.
Riley, how are you like God?
A control freak. I honestly was thinking about that throughout. I was like, oh, you know what? There are things where like I talk too much. I ramble on. And luckily I also edit so I can cut some of my rambling out. I am rambly just like I am. I am me. That's it. That's the problem. I am the worst part of this show, you guys. And
There's
I talk the most. Yeah, I have no character.
It's just him. It's the guy. So if you like God, you'll love Riley.
Yeah. Okay, moving to Chris's next question. Is there an NPC that Riley wishes they could play more or involve more in the campaign? Is there one that got snubbed over another? So I would say, I mean, I love the Siren Queen. I want her in it more. The problem is that I don't want to like put her in too much. I don't want to lessen that mystery too much. It's like when Phil was talking to the mimics, or you guys were talking to the mimics and you were like, oh, you're ruining mimics for me. Like ruining the mysticism of mimics, right? Like because you're learning about them. And so I don't want to bring her in too much. There's also just like, I would love to bring Nettie in more, but a lot of them, I feel like they kind of come and go. I really thought like that not Business Child. Who's the other? Lamppost Malone. I really thought Lamppost Malone was going to be like joining the party for a minute. And I was like, I guess I'll have a character in the party that we'll forget about on many of occasions. And then they'll just appear, you know, but then Tarquin's reaction and then everyone kind of turning against him, that killed that. So, also there's like Amir and Randy. Like I would love to have Randy in it more. I really like Randy. But there's also this hesitancy for me because I came up with magic tricks that they could do because they're into magic. Now I don't remember what they were. Like, I swear I wrote them down somewhere and I can't find them. And I feel that pressure of doing that. Or like, I don't want to force characters in. Like Amir and Phaleon now have like rocky relationship because of me putting Amir into her hospital and she was pretending he was asleep and it like led to this like weirdness.
Yeah, he was going through all your shit.
You know what we said about Matthias is just like the way that character was introduced with the whole door argument, like it just made us hate him. But it was the same with Lamppost Malone because obviously you guys had all done an episode with that character. But by the time I came into it, I hadn't met him. So I was already just like, well, who the fuck are you? And like, so narratively, I had to not gel with that character.
But I love the awkwardness. It's just like when I whipped out Pancake for the first time when Deimos was there. And it was like, oh, who the fuck is this bitch? You know?
Yeah.
I loved that.
And that's the thing, though, is it's just, right, we're doing organic storytelling. So sometimes things are going to gel and some things aren't. You guys like characters I don't necessarily expect, or just make up on the fly like Business Child and Lamppost Malone.
That's so funny because when you first asked that question for us to think about, I immediately was like, well, Business Child, Lamppost Malone, who else? Those were my first two.
Yeah. Well, right here, Jeff from Big Campaign Stories, which is another awesome podcast that I love listening to. He asked, besides your boy Kevin, what NPC do you think would be the most fun to bring back to the party? With that, right, that kind of goes along with it. Who are your guys' favorite NPCs, and or who would you want to interact more with?
Yeah, I guess I preemptively answered that one. Yeah, and I do love Randy. Like I genuinely like our interactions with Randy.
Yeah,
that's probably my number 3, my top 3 right there.
I don't feel like I have a favorite because I can't handle the voices.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, my voice, right? Yeah,
your voice in particular.
That makes sense. Yeah, that checks out.
No, because I can't keep a straight face, and then the character voice always changes.
That's fair. You and Hurley had flirty times on the train. Is that one at all? Or I don't know. Do you have a favorite?
I think I like Business Child, especially when he was drawing pictures. Like I thought that was hilarious. So probably Business Child.
I hated Business Child, and I don't know why. I remember thinking that as soon as he started doing it, I was just like, no, absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and you were the first one to interact with him, and then you sort of threatened him, and you're like, I can't interact with him.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know, it's weird because like there's been a few NPCs that Tarquin's had or does have like a really good connection with, like Adrian, obviously, but I wouldn't want to bring her back because that would cheapen the whole losing her in the first place sort of thing. But, you know, it looks like Bastian's going to be around for a while. He's pretty fun. I don't know. Yeah.
And you've got a lot of good interaction with Bastion because you're coming up with lore for him, frivolous facts for him.
Yeah.
And stuff. So you're really kind of tied to him.
Yeah, definitely.
That was an interesting thing to me. I was just trying to do frivolous facts so that I could pull a little bit of information and then make him act a little bit differently, right, than Tarquin would expect.
Yeah, so we could spot the glitches.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had you describe the office when you guys went in there, and then I was like, well, the stuff you expect to see isn't in there, right? Like, that was the first clue. And then the second clue was the his drink, and it tasted like aluminium, I think is what you said.
Yeah. And I guess, and because the NPCs that I hate as Tarquin sort of need to come back because they're points of conflict for us. You know, like, I never want to see that bitch win again, but obviously that would be a good narrative conflict for her to come back.
Yes.
But yeah, no, so I wouldn't say there's any characters that I particularly want back or particularly don't want back. I don't really know. Oh, who is the dude? You know, when we went to that big monkey temple, the Indiana Jones ripoff, what was he called?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Harrison Dodge.
Yes. There we go. He was quite fun. I just remember pushing him into the baby traps. The problem is, right, whenever I see, like, we meet a new NPC, I always take that as license of, right, I can be as horrible to this person as I like because it's just an NPC. I can be as mean as I want.
It's so true.
It's so much harder being mean to a player character because there's a real person behind that. But then again, Riley's behind all the NPCs. It would be nice to Riley. We like that guy.
True.
Well, I mean, to go on into that, right? Plunger is my character. I was playing as a player with you guys, and it was still just as like
just free reign to dunk on him.
Yeah, but I love it too because, like, Phil, I edit those things out where Phil might be like, okay, like, I don't have to be mean to you, or, oh, I don't do that. No, don't worry. I don't do that. Like, because I think you're worried about, like, doing it to me as my player character. But then I'm like, no. And I edit that out. I edit out you being like, no, I don't do that, because I'm just like, it fits. It works so well. And he's going to, like, Plunger kind of dishes it back a little bit. Not as well, I think.
But if we want to spin a positive, I think I'm just so fiercely protective of friend and foe as a unit that anyone else coming into that, I'm like, we don't need you. Guys, I'm just loyal. I'm not a dick. I'm just loyal.
Oh, for me, I'll do mine. So for mine, I think it's those big villains, right? Like, Wynn is definitely up there. Nettie is definitely up there. I loved Tank Blossom. I came up with his name in the moment. For some reason, I came up with all of the, like, executives at the Montpellier facility, what they do and what they're in charge of, but I never came up with their name. So we came up with them in the moment, and I edited all that name coming up with, but like Tank Blossom's name just flowed right out of me. It was like, it took me like 3 seconds. I was just like, I'm Tank Blossom, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's such a good name. And this guy is so, like, distinct. He's a very large guy in this, like, brown earth tone suit. And I was like, why am I, like, falling in love with Tank Blossom? Yeah, that's my that one I wish I could bring back, but no, he dead. All right, yeah, here we go. Continuing on with Jeff's questions, what episode do you feel like you hit your stride? So as a group, right? Like, I think episode 3, when Matt did it's the same guy.
Was that only episode 3?
That was episode 3.
Jesus.
So, yeah, I feel like that one, like, from there on, it just got better and better. I feel like episodes 1 and 2, like, I like them. They're good, but it was like a lot of setup. It was very, like, I don't know, it had to go in a certain direction. But then at that moment, it felt so funny, like this very unexpected thing was happening, and I loved it. And from there on, like, you guys just got more and more, like, jokey with things.
In my head, I thought it took us a lot longer to get a banger like the same guy joke. But episode 3, we're fucking good. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Well played, us.
From our analytics, a lot of people listen to episode 1 and a good chunk make it to episode 2. And I'm always like, you need to get to episode 3, because if you don't like episode 3, then you probably, you can stop there. But like episode 1 and 2, like we're still getting our footing. Episode 3, we find it. And from there on, I feel like we just get better and better. And then I know that Firehaven. I know Firehaven was very like, in a way, it felt like you guys were a little bit more on rails of like, here's this specific thing. But you guys took it in very unexpected ways too, of like starting that you like unionized them or whatever, right? Like did a strike and did like a little like a fight up there at the front to sneak in, which was great. I didn't expect that. So there were like things like that. And that story of introducing the Siren Queen, I also feel like that was like a really good moment for me, at least, where I felt like good about this story. And a lot of people were commenting about like, oh my gosh, that was so good. Oh, that was so badass. Oh, they're like, things are happening. It's getting crazy. So do you guys have any other feelings on those, or did I hit it on the head of the nail with the hammer, as the saying goes? With your nose.
No, the same guy thing was the same thing that I was thinking. That was like when it felt like it really clicked to me.
Well, and we've talked about this, I think, on other things, or maybe it was a question thing, but like Mercurius, he clicked with his character during I think it was Quiet Quinn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like when your character clicked. Kimmy, hers was a little bit later, I think, but when she started being sassy and people were responding positively to her sass, I think that helped her click a little bit. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like a specific episode, but I feel like it's just me like becoming more comfortable with making stuff up as we go.
You and Hurley, like that interaction where it was just you and Hurley on the train, I thought that you were being sassy and your character was like kind of clicking, where you were like a little flirty, a little sassy, a little mean at times, a little, like it was, I thought that she really came together there. And I feel like that was a moment for you as a player where you felt like you got to shine.
Yeah, I feel like the train arc is where I started being more comfortable, I think. Yeah.
And you talked about how like that also for you clicked of like, oh, I care about these characters at the end of that, right? Like
when people were dying, I was like, oh shit, I actually care.
Phil, I feel like Phil was just like in it, I don't know. Was there a specific moment that clicked for him, or did you? I feel like you just had it at the beginning, but
I had the benefit of doing the Wizard's Wand beforehand, so I kind of already had a handle on the character-ish, and I sort of knew how the game kind of worked. So I wasn't thrown in the deep end as much as the others. Yeah,
I know at some point, like, that you came up with New Albion and being from a different country and stuff, that was all like happening kind of throughout maybe even the like first 2 arcs or something. There was like these developments happening.
Well, wait a minute, and that's just like you, because you're from a different country than us. Is that?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Whoa.
I just wanted a reason to explain away my accent. That's all.
All right. Next question. What's your favorite episode? The rest of the questions are from Jeff.
God, I'm going to have to look at the episode list. That's really bad of me, isn't it?
No, that's okay. For me, there's a part of me that it's the same guy as one of my favorite, because it's that first really hilarious, like cry laughing happening. So that's up there for me. Deimos' first episode, like Deimos, that one, hard hitting.
Well, and I was going to say a lot with like when Phaleon was interacting with Hurley, and that gave me it gave the rest of us an opportunity to just kind of sit back and watch that happening. I feel kind of the same way about other people's flashback episodes. Like it's so great to just like listen to you guys go, because I was listening anyway. I started listening to Wizard's Wand back when that was coming out, and it's so good to just listen to you guys go. I like it. So I love all the flashback episodes. I love It's the Same Guy. It's just it's hard to pick favorites.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's hard. Never Have I Ever was also really good, because we just like impromptu. We're like, okay, yeah, let's play Never Have I Ever, because we're playing drinking games, right? And so that was a lot of you guys like interacting. Oh, for a personal one too, for me, is the whole arc of, well, there's this is hard, right? Because it's like the arc of the Frosty Flagon, where I got to like kind of mind fuck you guys. That was really, really satisfying for me. And then so was Phalion's flashback arc, which kind of ties together with that. I don't know. That's hard.
It was really good when we were doing the fire, electricity, Phalion memory thing because we didn't know what was happening, and it was such a mind fuck. And it was like coming to the table every Sunday, like, what is going on? We got to figure this shit out. It was good. It was really good recording those.
Okay, I've got the episode list. Shit, really shit. No, I liked the second half of the Don arc. Just, when we get to the wedding and trying to fuck up the wedding, that was hilarious because I like it when we all split up and we have different things to do. Like Good Boy had to go on the dance floor and sabotage the playlist, and I had to do the speech, and you guys were doing the food. Because when those episodes or those sections, when we're not all together and we don't, we just come up with our hilarious stuff, and it's pure, like, just us being our stupid characters. I also like ones where there's a joke, like a running joke, like Respectfully, like the Jeff Goldblum episode where, just where something just keeps cropping up all the way through. But also, like Kyle said, I think, Kyle, your flashback with Deimos and everything, and listening to that, and it was just like, oh, this is sad.
Right, because you don't expect that from Mercurius. He's just chill. He's doing whatever. He doesn't care about stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the Uncle Ben moment, right? It's like Spider-Man's such a whimsical character, jokes around so much. Seems like things don't bother him, but then there's this tragic backstory.
Yeah, he's actually fucked up, and that's sad.
Yeah.
I was also going to say the wedding one.
Wedding was good.
Kimmy, did you say a favorite episode?
I didn't. I don't listen to the episodes, but I feel like the last episode, I can't give anything away, right? Because it's not going to be out.
Yeah.
Where like Good Boy wasn't there, but I haven't laughed so hard in like a long time. And it was just really fun. Like it was fun to make.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe because that's the most recent, but it was a good time.
A little recency bias, but I do agree that one, it's going to be coming up in like 2 episodes from when this airs.
Well, and the running joke of having, I can't spoil it.
Say it. Yeah. We can't say anything about it, but so future episode, I agree though, that episode would be up there and in my favorites. It hasn't happened within the 2-year mark though. So it doesn't count. No, I'm just kidding. It counts. But I think that goes to like, there was an episode where Kimmy was missing. And so we did the flashbacks and those were like very heavily improvised. And this episode that's coming up was very heavily improvised where we have no idea what we're going to be doing. And it's just like, all right, here you are. Here's where you're starting. Let's go. And I think those turn into really, really fun things.
True.
Then next question, what would you tell yourself if you could tell yourself one thing before starting this project?
Mine would definitely be make more notes. Like just make notes so that I can remember everything that's going on. Like I'm pretty good at keeping my character sheet up to date with like my items and my health and my money and stuff, but just narrative points. Yeah. Sometimes I don't remember where we are or who is who or like, I know you guys, but NPCs, I'm just like, right, which one is this?
Yeah.
Make notes past Phil.
That's really good advice, and maybe I should start doing that.
For me, it would just be, relax.
It's fair.
I know that, we talked about that a lot, I think, in the early days of you were always so worried about like being funny or being a psycho. And it was like, no, you can be a different psycho. You can be like, you also don't have to be funny. Like everything you say doesn't have to be funny, right? Like, yeah. Because if all we did was just say funny things, the story wouldn't progress. We would still be dealing with the Dawn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's something too. For me, I would have done a little bit of a different session 0. I didn't really understand session 0s. It would have been nice to do like, okay, do you guys know each other a little bit? Or like do something that was a little bit more of a like, let's get to know each other's characters and develop them before we start. But also part of the fun is developing them as we go and having the experiences like influence the character. And then the other thing would just be editing tricks. Like, hey, if you create this shortcut, it'll speed up your editing by a lot, things like that. Boring behind the scenes stuff. Kimmy, do you have anything?
I think at the beginning I was taking it too seriously, like being careful of what I said. So I just like, don't take it too seriously. Just have fun.
You were very scared to be sassy, so be sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle, did you have one?
Maybe buy more dice, because that's been fun.
Nice.
I have this many dice now.
Ooh, yeah,
I didn't count
your dice
them,
tray's
but
full.
I'm getting there. I love the dice. Oh, I need more
I
dice.
should say your dice tray is 1 layer full, so you probably could take like 2 or 3 more layers.
Yeah, well, and if I pour them in the big one, that's not even a layer. I need more dice.
Oh no. Yeah.
Well, and then I'm pretty sure the cats have stolen a few of like my original green ones. So there's that. But I don't know. That's not like super great advice for past me, but
No, but it's fun, right? It's a fun thing.
yeah, I do like the dice.
The last question, is there a place where we can see all your homebrew stuff? And that right now there isn't really. You can see some stuff on the coffee and you can get it for free. You can see some in the homebrew Discord for Bunkers and Badasses. Sometimes I post this stuff in ours. That's one of the hard things is like, even right now I'm working on redoing the gunner class, the mech class for Kyle, because I had an idea and I was like, oh no, this would make it even cooler. And I think this would improve this. Like Kyle's minigun has become kind of obsolete in some ways, except you did unlock an upgrade for it that'll bring it back to good.
The focus fire is amazing for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I was like, I want to change some things that'll make it so that you don't have to rely on getting a skill to actually make it relevant again.
Ooh, I do have one, and it's actually appropriate that I'm cutting you off for this because that's what it's about. But if I could tell past me, learn when it's okay to just shut the fuck up and let stuff play out. That's what
that would be for me too. Like, just sometimes shut up.
Yeah. I know I've had some specific instances where it was like, you don't need to be here for this. You can just let it play out.
Most of the time it works out just fine. Like I can either cut it out or it's funny and it like works for it. Yeah, that's the one of the fun things about editing is the puzzle there. But sometimes, yeah, like there's a disruption of flow. And I think literally everybody has done it.
Yeah, the one specific instance that comes to mind is when Adrian Stormheart was dying. And I was trying to provide solutions. I was trying to offer up I was trying to fix it. And it was like, you can't fix it. Just let it happen.
That's fair. Maybe. I don't know. Well, okay. That one was actually really tricky though, too, because on that day you were having like 15-second delays.
Oh yeah.
You were hearing audio or saying audio, like saying things back. And it was like 15 seconds later.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really a bummer, but we like needed the episode recorded, so we couldn't do it a different day. But yeah, that ended up being like a little bit of a sad moment because you had some really good things, but either your audio would be choppy or it would come in too late, and so we couldn't really play off of it. Or yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to derail there. I didn't mean to derail us again.
That was good. Yeah, I loved it. Stats. Do you guys want to do some stats?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have done 22 badass moves.
Ooh.
Throughout the series. Yeah.
Thought that number would be a little higher, to be honest.
Same.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting. I mean, your first one was in episode 5, and then there's like 2 in episode 7, 2 in 12, or no, 1 in 12. Yeah. It's just like sometimes you do more than one badass move in an episode, and then there's not that much combat, or like, you go a while without combat. So, yeah, there's that. This will do a little game show type thing. So get ready to type, you guys, and we'll hit enter simultaneously. But who do you think has initiated the most badass moves? Ready, go.
Unanimous.
Okay. Who has taken the most damage? Enter, go.
See, I was torn between either Tarquin or Good Boy because Good Boy's got such a huge health pool that it doesn't like become an issue.
Yeah. See, I was thinking because I've died quite a lot, but that because like what would kill me would barely even scratch Good Boy, so he could have taken more damage and just not died as much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Okay, are you ready then? Mercurius.
Whoa!
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mercurius has taken, and this includes Pancake. So sometimes Pancake's covering people, so taking the damage for people.
That's actually great. That's so in character because, part of the whole backstory of the tragic losing your best friend thing is he just doesn't want to see his friends get hurt anymore.
Yeah.
Trying to protect them. That's why he picked Guardian class.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I love that. That's so heartwarming for me.
So Mercurius has taken 624. Oh, you know what? Do you guys want to guess who's taken the least?
Oh, I feel like this is gonna be another curveball.
Okay, ready, set, go. Oh, Kimmy.
Wife bias.
Kimmy put good boy. Everybody else put Phaleon. Phil specifically said wife bias, and you might be right because. So here's the damage. Mercurius 624, good boy 615, Tarquin 596, Phaleon 322.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I'm just really good at protecting myself.
That's right.
I will say that there's time, like Phaleon usually stays back. She doesn't taunt people, like insult people. And that's a lot of times how I determine who gets hit. So there's just like, she's not necessarily as in your face or aggressive in combat. Okay, who?
Whoa.
So not wife bias, just smart plays.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's what I was worried about that. But yeah, anyway.
When it's the bad guy's turn, how is it decided which one of us they go for? Like, obviously, okay, if like I am right up in a person's grill, they're going to attack me. But when it's a legit equal choice, do you just roll a dice? Do you just not choose Kimmy? Or like, how does that work?
Yeah. Early on, I rolled dice sometimes, but then there were times where like you guys would say something and I'd be like, well, that is taunting. Like,
Right,
of course they're going to target you. So that was a lot of it. And now it's a lot of that or who it would make sense to go to.
I know there have been instances where I tried specifically to draw someone's attention. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes it's a talk check if you're like trying to, or sometimes it's like the Don attacked Phil quite a bit, Tarquin quite a bit because he was saying...
He's so mouthy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Like I think I had even said like, well, he was going to attack good boy, but now... Okay, damage dealt. Who do you think's dealt the most damage?
Oh, that's hard.
That is a tough one.
Choose Riley.
Yeah.
I didn't track my damage.
That'd be a good meta play. He's done at least the numbers he just said about how much damage we've taken.
Oh, that's true. I could just add all that up. Duh. Sometimes I'm attacking other NPCs though too, so whatever.
And sometimes NPCs hurt themselves.
So I've dealt 2,157 damage according to this. And I will say that I took out flashback episodes for these numbers and everything because Phaleon didn't have a flashback where she was dealing damage and stuff, at least not physical damage, emotional damage to us all. All right, you ready? Okay. Ready, set, go. Okay. Kimmy thinks Mercurius. Everybody else thinks good boy.
I didn't know, so I just guessed myself.
Yeah, no, you're right though.
Oh,
I feel like that's a solid bet because like there have been times where good boy just shits damage.
To speed this up, do you want me to just tell you the damage numbers and not guess who does the lowest, or do you want to guess lowest?
Ooh.
That's going to be a tough guess.
I have some really shitty rolls is the problem.
But you also have close enough and that double attack that you do sometimes. And all those badass moves.
True, but they're usually stupid, like just wrapping a dude in paper. That's not like high damage.
But you did spend all of your badass tokens to make your slap do like 48 damage or whatever.
That's true. I reckon, okay, logically, because you have Pancake and Good Boy's just ripped, but because right, Kimmy, this is not, but like, because you hang back, I think it could be you.
Wait, is Pigeon included in the damage?
Yeah, Pigeon's damage is included in yours.
I feel like it might be me as more of a defensive role, but I have had some really good hits with diplomacy.
Yeah, I could be the lowest.
I'm going to go for Phaleon.
I'm going to go for me.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to type it if you're just announcing it.
I think Phaleon. I think myself, yeah.
Me again.
Oh, great. Yep, you're wrong. Okay.
You did the most and the least damage.
Yeah, so the lowest damage is Kyle, is Mercurius.
Hey! Let's go. Bringing up the rear.
So here it is. Good Boy, 1,264. Phaleon, 1,002.
That's
Ooh.
right.
Tarquin,
There you go.
823. Mercurius, 808.
Okay, at least I'm not that far behind. I'm still helping. I'm credit to team.
Kimmy, I apologize.
Okay, but if you want to break it down even further, is that Kimmy personally has done 478 damage. Pigeon has done 524 damage.
Wow.
I
A
do
50-50
like
split.
using Pigeon quite a bit. So
Yeah, and you get the elemental choice, and so you get to deal double damage a lot of the time. And
Pigeon is credit to team. Definitely. We should do something nice for Pigeon.
give him the day off.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the next thing. Kills. So type in who you think has the most kills, and just do a comma and put who you think has the least.
I feel like this could be a mix-up. It's not necessarily most damage done, just who gets the last laugh. I'm gonna turn that on its head. I'm gonna say
I killed the Don. I tickled him to death with the feather. He had like 1 health left. I did, yeah. I mean, granted, everyone else did all the work, but I got that final.
No, you want to? I can tell you right now. I listed the damage by episode, so that's episode 7, right? Oh yeah, you did the least amount of damage to the Dawn, but you did get the killing blow on that one. Okay, did everyone put theirs in? Okay, so why don't you just read your own? So who got the most kills?
I reckon Mercurius.
I picked Good Boy.
I also picked Good Boy.
I picked Tarquin.
Oh, thanks, babes.
Good Boy had the most.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and then least.
I picked Phaleon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mercurius I picked.
I also picked Mercurius.
I picked Good Boy because
Okay.
I feel like I never get any.
No, you get so many. You got 22.
Oh,
Then Phaleon has 21.
Oh, fuck's sake, Kimmy. I'm so sorry.
Against me today.
But, like, she's a woman. She doesn't kill people.
Oh shit, where's that D6?
Oh, it's 5 damage.
Tarquin killed 15. And then Mercurius killed 13.
All right.
And to break that down further is that Phaleon killed 7 and Pigeon killed 14.
Whoa.
Oh,
The bloodlust on that bird.
Pigeon's way more badass than, like, we give him credit for.
For real. Mercurius killed 12. Pancake killed 1.
Yeah, Pancake doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah. And
She
then
just soaks it up.
Tarquin killed 14 and Gladys killed 1.
Who's Gladys?
Exactly.
Exactly.
it'd be interesting to see how many I killed without my buzz axe, or how much damage I dealt too without my buzz axe.
Oh, yeah, that would be. Well, I didn't track that, okay? All right. Action skills. Who uses their action skill the most and the least?
Oh, that's easy.
Wait, is Gladys my action skill?
Gladys is your action skill.
Wait, can we just have what is Pigeon Phaleon? Like, what is people's...
Yeah.
Right, is
When
Pancake,
she
Pigeon,
infuses-
Gladys...
Yeah, so Phaleon infuses Pigeon with an element. Good Boy takes out his buzz axe, throws it, hits somebody. Mercurius summons Pancake. Tarquin summons Gladys.
Wait, can there be a tie?
I'll tell you there isn't one. There could theoretically be one, but it's
Okay.
not.
Ooh, man, that's a tough choice then.
I hope listeners are playing along at home.
I'm going with that because it's in the spoilers rap song that I wrote. So I'm going with that.
Okay. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go. So who do you think uses their action skill the most? Matt.
Me.
I chose Phaleon, but I felt like it was a tie, so I don't know.
So I had a little bit of lag there. I picked Good Boy.
I went Phaleon.
Okay. Phaleon does have the most.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
Because infusing Pigeon, that's not always a combat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you've infused him with fire to light up a dark place, and to send him scouting and stuff. It's not. Whereas the buzz axe, I think, is primarily combat, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's been
Yeah.
1 or 2 times where I've counted activating his action skill outside of combat. But yeah. So I'll just read the rest because we know Tarquin has the least.
Rude.
Everybody did it. So Phaleon has 22 activations. Good Boy, 16. Mercurius, 9. Tarquin, 3.
Gladys is looking fucking rusty.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Nat 1s. And I am included in this.
Is there any ties?
There are no ties on this one. I don't think we have ties on any of them. So most and least. And then when you read them, just read most and least. And that'll speed this up a little. So who has the most and who has the least Nat 1s?
I think Tarquin has the most, and I think me as Phaleon has the least Nat 1s.
I went Tarquin because that's a whole thing. There was a running joke for a while, and Good Boy for the least.
Same as Kyle. Tarquin for the most, Good Boy for the least.
I guess the same as Kimmy, with Tarquin for the most and Phaleon for the least.
You guys won that one. Tarquin has 22. And then Good Boy has 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought I was going to be up there.
Mercurius has 16.
Nice.
I have 11.
Oh, yeah, you were
Ooh.
there.
Yep. And then Phaleon has 10.
Nice.
Do you know why I picked Good Boy? Because Matt, you're just so like understated. Like when you get a Nat 1, you're just like, oh yeah, Nat 1.
Now Nat 20s, of course, that's what's next. Nat 20. Who has the most? Who has the least Nat 20s?
You're included in this one as well, right? Yeah.
I'm included as well.
Well, that's hard.
Okay, go ahead.
I went with my rap song again. I said Phaleon has the most and Riley has the least.
I went for Mercurius with the most and Riley with the least.
I went for me with the most and Tarquin for the least.
I chose myself, Phaleon, as the most, and Tarquin as the least, of course.
Of course.
Phaleon has 23. Nat 20.
Hey.
20.
Mercurius has 22.
Oh, close one.
Ooh.
Solid.
Yeah. Tarquin has 19.
What?
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, he's
Whoa.
up there. Good Boy has 13. And then I have 12.
Whoa.
Oh.
Which makes sense because I don't do like talk checks and stuff. My Nat 20s are all from combat or occasionally like other side little things. But
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought I had way more than that. Maybe that's because that's the only one that I actually remember.
yeah. This one, I'm not even going to have you guys guess. Most deaths, we all know. We all know. It's definitely Tarquin. And then this is everybody else is tied at 1 death.
Wait, so what am I on?
Wait, how
5?
many do you have?
You're at 6. Tarquin has 6 deaths. Everyone else has 1.
Wow.
Shit.
Yeah.
Was my only death jumping out the window?
Yes.
Damn.
I forgot about that.
It wasn't even cool. It was just like, whoops.
Wait, you serious? 1? Everyone else is on 1?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I I refuse.
You and Phaleon died in the train together. And then the other 2 died by jumping out of a window with you, which you also died.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was told my
Fine.
one death isn't even unique. It's not even like my thing. It's like that. Oh man.
Such a generic, basic bitch death.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where, these are other stats that I was tracking. Okay. And this one, I thought that Kyle and Mercurius, they changed their mind so many times where they're like on board for something. And then somebody's like, well, maybe we should kill Post Malone. And then he's like, yeah, you're right. You know, like you do that all the time, right?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But I think that I actually edit them out a lot of the times, or maybe not. I don't know, because I tracked that. So these are all going to be unique stats that I tracked. And that you did that 14 times.
I flip-flopped 14 times.
You flip-flopped 14 times. In hindsight, I really, really wish that I counted how many times you flirted with anybody or anything.
Ooh.
That would have been a way better tracking thing.
Yeah.
Next time. Tarquin, how many drinks do you think you've drunk? Like, how many times has Tarquin actually taken a drink on the show?
I don't think it's as much as I'm going to say 13.
Yeah, you're not that far off. 8.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like we talk about you drinking and being a drunk, but actually drinking on the show, you don't do it that much.
No. Check me out.
I should have had you guess. I'm sorry, Kyle, about your flip-flop, but
Oh, that's okay.
this is tracking 55 or 56 episodes. Good boy. How many times do you think you've been the wild card, which just means you did something completely random?
Oh, gosh. Out of 56 episodes,
Yeah.
I'm going to guess like 30.
Oh, 31.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
That's
a damn
real
good
close.
guess.
Yeah, there are some really good ones. And sometimes, like, I feel like I probably missed some because there's like, you do something and then you immediately do another wild card thing that is like unrelated to the first wild card thing. And I'm like, do I count that as 1 or 2? Is this, I don't even know. Like,
Wait, like what? What's an example? I want to know now.
oh, that's a good question. Cutting off Bastion's arm most recently. That would be a wild card thing.
Okay.
But sometimes it's even less than that. Like, sometimes it's way more subtle of just like a comment.
The frivolous facts come to mind a lot, where it's just like, it's always something completely off the wall.
Yeah. And I didn't count those because they're not like happening in character necessarily. Oh, I mean, even just like, it's me, the same guy. That was a wild card moment where it was like,
okay.
you went out there and it was just like, what? Okay. You know, like, so like those kinds of things. You took one of Tarquin's grenades and used it to jam the door shut. Like that was a wild card type thing. Chopping the witch's arm off and we saved you ish. Where Tarquin was missing and you were investigating things like that. Okay. So, all right, Kimmy, your unique stat. Can you guys know what her unique stat's going to be, right?
One thing that Kimmy does a lot, or Phalion does a lot, is whenever like an NPC asks her to do something, she's always like, well, how much money do I get for it? Like, where?
Ooh, yeah.
I should have tracked that. I think that one would be kind of lower because it's like, you know, it happens a little bit later in the game.
Yeah.
But I tracked how many times she sasses someone.
That's a good pick.
Oh,
So in 56 episodes, how many times do you think Phalion has sassed somebody? And remember, like some episodes you might do none. Some episodes you might do multiple.
that's hard because what I think is sassing, other people don't think is, or opposite, I don't think is sassing.
Yeah, that's true. And there were some times where I kind of had that same question of like, well, that was like, was that sassy or not? And so sometimes I counted those and sometimes I didn't. So these aren't going to be perfectly accurate.
I will say 24 times.
That is so low.
I don't know.
49.
49?
49.
I was trying to be like,
Whoa.
oh, like I'm pretty easygoing, but I'm not.
Yeah.
The sass
I can
master
even-
general over here.
The first sass you really gave, that at least that I counted, was to the Dawn about smuck and schmuck.
Oh, yeah, because you said it wrong.
Yep. Then you get a little sassy in episodes like 12, 13, and 14, where, you know, you're like investigating Tarquin's disappearance and then dealing with Tarquin and Nettie and the OnlyFans things. And then you get like, you just get way more sassy starting from like 23 on. So yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
And then I did track. This is another thing where I messed up and I forgot to track from the very beginning of when you started taking sexism damage.
Oh. Has it ever killed me? It hasn't killed me, has it? Has it?
Well, it technically hasn't been the thing that kills you, but both in the when you fought Cinder, was it or no Ember? What's her name? Shit. Who was
Who
the
the fuck
first?
is that?
Who was the first Siren Queen disciple you fought?
Wasn't her name just like, I don't know, Slut or something?
Oh shit.
3 points! Wait. I had an even more Tarquin answer to that. What? Women have names?
Oh, no. Get him
That was
out of
a
here.
6. That was a 6 point.
Rightfully deserved.
Yeah, so Tarquin has technically died because of the fight with the first disciple. You like died by 1 point there, I think. And then in the Frosty Flagon, like when you were fighting the next disciple, I think she ended up killing you by like 5 or 6 points, but you had rolled a little bit more than that worth of damage during that time. So that technically killed you as well. Okay, so I missed the first, like, the Siren Disciple stuff, but I'm pretty sure, do you want to take a stab at how much damage you've taken?
Okay, how much sexism damage? It's a d6 each time. 124.
No, not that much. So it's approximately 42. I might have missed one or two in there.
I need to catch up.
I know, right?
You've been so good lately.
I know, I have.
It's like your character's grown.
I know.
Tender.
Oh.
Yeah, I should have tracked. I didn't track exactly how much damage it was each episode that you took it, though. Like, because I just added the damage on top of each other. Because some episodes you do more than one, some episodes you do one. Well, I think that's really all the stats that we have. It's a fun one to wrap it up with. I sort of did the episode titles, and that's pretty darn even. Phil had, and these are like, I didn't look it up or track them as I was going. It was just, I looked at them and I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure someone did this, or this one was kind of 2 people. So 8 of them from Phil, and then Kimmy, Kyle, and me have 7. Matt has 1, and then 21 of them are nobody. But then there's some that I wasn't sure exactly who, and I should go through and figure it out. But I didn't. So yeah, there you go. Everyone's really close on actually naming episode titles.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go. There's some stats.
Cool stats.
Cool stats, bro. So yeah, there we are. 2 years. Congratulations, everybody.
Woo!
Woo!
Thank you, listeners. It's been really fun.
Wait. We can't end there. Like, what are our hopes and dreams for year 3?
Okay, yeah. Great. Good. Do it.
I want to kill Nettie. I want to kill Nettie.
You're hoping this is the year?
This is the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Hopes and dreams. Okay, there's yours.
I want to hug Demos
Oh,
and apologize for everything.
that's a good one. That's a tender one.
Yeah.
How many Siren Disciples are there?
There are 4 left. There's 6 total. You killed the first one in Firehaven. Then you killed Elena in Everfalls, and that's it. That's the only 2 you've killed, right?
We were expecting there to be a disciple on the train, but that was Win.
Yep, that
We
turned out to
didn't
just
kill
be
Win.
a siren, a regular old siren. There are 4 disciples left.
She's got her own theme song. She's not going down that easy.
What is it? Bitch, 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 bitch.
Oh, no.
Did you have something related to the disciples, Kimmy?
No, I like that story. I feel like we haven't really touched on it in a while. So maybe that.
Okay.
A little more of that.
A little more Win.
No, I don't want Win.
Oh, a little more disciples. Sorry, I was mixing up who you were talking
Yeah,
about.
like I don't want anything to do with Win. Like, don't bring her
Yeah.
back.
That's going to be a sore spot for
She's
Thalion.
too intense.
To kill more disciples
Yeah.
or learn more about that.
Just to get rid of them.
Okay, perfect.
I hope that I get my own villain this year so we can do something with that.
What, Sandy Mare?
And yeah, the Sandy Mayor. And my dream is the one time I had one that like I was at school, but it was also underwater.
Oh, yeah, right, of course.
Yeah, and then like everybody was like fish, but also stuffed animals. It was, I don't know, it was a weird dream.
Wow.
Well, that tracks because it's like a school of fish.
Yeah, exactly.
My hopes and dreams, there's just so many. We got to a point where I was like, shit, we have so many kind of villains out there, like Win, the disciples, and Nettie is a disciple, but like I almost count her a little bit separate because she was like established before that. You know, there's like the Magpie Man, there's the mayor almost for Matt in a way, you know, like that's a light one.
Tarquin's father.
Yeah, there's Tarquin's father. Well, and so I was like, okay, like I'm going to stop adding villains and we're going to start resolving some of these. And then all of a sudden there was the Bastion thing and Bastion's dad making this cult. So now there's like Bastion's dad in this cult. And so now we've added another one. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll hold off on necessarily resolving some of these other ones. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. But my hope and dream is to resolve some of those throughout this next year. We've built them up enough to some extent that they should at least be making some appearances. And there are plans for all of that. Like I definitely have, like, I know kind of I've been tracking what the disciples and Wynn and some of the Salamanca's movements, like those things are being tracked kind of in the background while you guys are doing things. So that'll definitely come into play eventually. Yeah, great. That was good. Hope and dream. Also more like Patreon type content that's really fun and funny and side things. Woo. There we go. Cool. Is that a more satisfying ending for you, Phil?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, listeners. I hope you enjoyed listening for the past 2 years, and here's to another 2 more years, right?
Yeah, and then we're done after that.
We're done. Yep. I've got a lot of plans. That's the thing, is there's a lot of plans, there's a lot of ideas. There's also just times where we can not do anything planned and just do improvised things, and there's just so much potential and story to tell here with this game and this system. Like, yeah, eventually I'd like to do a couple of other systems, but those might be more Patreon type content, but I really think we'll be sticking with Bunkers and Badasses for a long time.
We do need to go back to Fallout because I have a good idea for a character.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, we recorded an episode of Fallout, and then we didn't ever have time to record the second part of it.
Every once in a while, I think about Mama McFuck Hands.
Yeah, same. Okay. Yeah, I don't know really how to end this. Just thanks, bye.
Yeah, and remember,
Bye.
Badasses.
Oh yeah.
You're yeah, I got nothing.
When you wish upon a star, your dreams can make you badass.
There you go. Nice.
Or make you in a school that's underwater, but also
with fish.
Stuffed animals.
Stuffed animal. Oh yeah, and stuffed animals. That's true.
Okay, bye.
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 Vault Hunter, I'll watch your back if you watch mine, Vault Hunter. Those bandits better run and hide. You got your 20-sided die. You got a sparkle in your eye. You got your guns. Let's get some. Vault Hunter, with an axe to grind and a wicked mind. Vault Hunter, we're lucky we might catch a ride. Make sure your shields are fully charged. There could be skags out in the yard. You got your guns. Let's get some.